Beloved ones, it is with great joy I greet you once again in this form. In truth, in the previous time since we last met this way, I have been with you. You have spoken to me. I have answered you. Sometimes you have heard. Sometimes you have said, I don't like that answer. And you have said, okay, let's try it again, once more from the top. And we will see what answer we get this time. And so you have pre- and re-programmed what you have thought would be an acceptable answer. In truth, always, I am with you. Anytime you call upon me, I am right there as your servant. I am right there to bring to you the next tidbit or big piece of reality with a capital R. And sometimes you are ready for it, sometimes you are walking into it, and sometimes you are saying, I want more. And it comes to you as you will be open to it. This is a time that you are walking into now, that you have programmed already in what you would see to be previous lifetimes. You have set up certain parameters of what you have and would expect and understand as reality, lowercase r and also capital R, to know who am I. Have you ever asked that in this lifetime? Have you ever asked, who am I? Why am I? What am I supposed to be doing here? I know certain things, you say, certain parameters, but I'm not sure of the allness. And I think if I knew the allness, I might be overwhelmed. Well, in truth, you will never be given more than you can handle, but you will be given more so that you can handle it. So go ahead and ask. It is okay to ask. Go ahead and accept that which comes to you and ask of yourself, I have seen you doing this. What is this message for? What's this really, truly mean? What am I supposed to do with this information? And then you have said, I think I'll just play with it. And that is the best approach. Allow yourself to be on vacation. Physically, yes, as you're coming into time of travel, perhaps, or vacation, but also to take vacation from the shoulds. Vacation from, this is how it has to be. In truth, there is nothing and no one who will tell you that it has to be a certain way. You are the conductor of your own orchestra, and you are orchestrating a wonderful life. That is why you have been drawn in the past, some of you, to the portrayal of a program known as It's a Wonderful Life. And yes, you did, as they say, you did groove with it. You did enjoy it. You did say, well, that feels good. And yes, you deserve to feel good. You are orchestrating, putting together this lifetime to complete that which has felt to be incomplete, and yet, beloved one, you have already completed all. So you're doing a review, which is to say to you, those of you who, and there are ones in this grouping, who tend to take life seriously, well, you can set it aside and say, hey, you know, I'm orchestrating all of this. This is my reality. And if I don't like what seems to be reality, I can reprogram and rejudge. In other words, it's only the judgment that is saying that it has to be, that it is a certain way. Maybe you can stand back from it and say, how would this look if I were someone else? Oh, really? They would see me as a wise person who knew what he was doing? Oh, I've got them fooled. Have you ever felt that way? Mm-hmm. Of course you have. Even when you're about this tall. This tall. And you are a small one. You have known, connected to the divine being that you are. And you have said, I'm going to play for a while. I'm going to suggest to them that they don't really know me and that I know more than they do. And so the little ones, they will come up to you and they will speak words of wisdom. They will speak to you. things that perhaps you have been thinking about, or you used to think about, or you might think about, and they give you that impetus to look further, to look more, and to see more, and to be quite happy with what you are putting together. Now I know that separated ego will judge. That is its function, is to judge and say, well, you didn't quite do that program just quite right. You didn't say what you had planned to say. You didn't really follow through on. That's separated ego. You, as the I am presence that you are always perfect. That which you are led to say, to think, has a reason, a purpose behind it. And do not throw it out as rubbish before you have actually looked at it and made peace with it, friends with it. Because every message that comes to you, even if you don't want to hear it, and no, I'm not listening, it will keep knocking on your door until finally you open the door a crack and you say, well, is there a benefit in here? And always, there is. A benefit that comes to you as a gifting. If you will, shut up. I say this to my beloved friend and teacher, the one you know is Judith. If you will just be quiet for a moment, breathe, take in the breath of life, and relax. Because sometimes, now not recently too much, the mind will run away. The mind wants to know, the mind wants to figure everything out. And sometimes the pieces of life don't fit together quite in form as you would have them fit together. And you will say, well, what's wrong with my manifesting aspect? I thought I could manifest X, Y, and Z. Give it time. Give it patience. It is coming together. For you have, before you took embodiment, you have set for yourself a pathway. And you have set it so that you can enjoy it. Be in joy with it. And to stand back from it sometimes and say, wow, I programmed all that drama, or I programmed all that laughter, I programmed certain things coming together as drama for me and for others. What's the benefit in it? And as you ask, as you become quiet, it will come to you. Sometimes in more power than you expected, and sometimes you say, wait a minute, give this to me in small pieces, please. I have heard my beloved friend and teacher, the one you know is Judith, say, wait a second, I don't need the whole overflow of everything. And that is okay. One piece at a time, one breath at a time. You have, hear me well, programmed a lifetime, this lifetime, to be of joy, to be of happiness, to be of discovery, to go different places, yes, to interact with different ones, to say things that you wonder, where did that come from? And say, wow, you know, I was really more wise than I thought I could be. As you sit with what has been transpiring and you look at the gifting in it, the gifts that are the ahas, is, oh, really? I've heard you all say that in one essence or another. Oh, really? And that is good, because you can surprise the limited self from the bigger oversoul of you. And it will happen. It will keep knocking on the door of your consciousness until you take that deep breath and say, okay, there must be a gifting in this. There must be a truth that I either don't want to hear or I don't believe I can hear. And yes, you set for yourself the most wonderful gifts of experiences. To go places, to travel, yes, to see parts of the world that you have not seen before. So it seems, not true, but so it seems. To meet ones that you think Oh, I haven't met this one before. And yes, of course you have. Everyone who comes to you is a friend from this lifetime or another lifetime. There are no accidents. You are calling to the ones who have the next piece of wisdom to share with you. And if you don't pick up on it right away, it will come back. Oh, that's really good, because sometimes I'm not wise enough to pick up on the first time. And so, yeah, I like the repetition. It's okay, Jeshua. Well, as you have agreed, it will come back to you so that you get another opportunity to look for the richness in it. Because every situation, every encounter has a gift in it for you. And sometimes it's quite obvious. Oh, I really like that person. We have such fun together. We're always laughing. But sometimes you say, I don't want to go and see that person. They're always so morose. Everything is down. I don't like the energy. Well, think you and hear me well. You are the teacher in some situations to come bounding into a relationship that seems to be heavy and say, hey, lighten up. Maybe in those words, maybe not in those words. But to be the presence of light wherever you go. Because your fellow brothers and sisters are searching for light. They want to know what is good about life. They won't put it maybe in that way, but they may be feeling like, gee, I've made some mistakes in this life. I thought X, Y, and Z, but no, maybe X, not Y, certainly not Z, no. And yet every encounter has a gift in it. So do not be too quick to shut it out. Allow it to come, to be what it is, and to say, okay, there must be something deeper, and there always is, because this is how you bring it to yourself, how you give it to yourself. You dress it up or down, and you say, I want to know why. Have you ever asked why? Of course. There is no one walking this earth that has not said, in essence, why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? I thought this was going to be a playground. I thought I would just take incarnation and I would have fun with it. And some of it has been fun, but most of it has been a struggle. But know you the truth? The truth is every encounter, every situation has a gift in it for you. As you will look with some humor, some lightheartedness. I have seen this happen with my beloved friend and teachers. Oh, no, not that, no. And then it turns out she sees another side of it and says, hey, that was really fun. I'm really glad I encountered that situation, that person, etc. Look at all the experience, the situations that I have come through. Most recently, a few, yes. And yes, she did come to the doorstep of exiting the physical life. And yes, she did choose most voraciously to keep on living the human life. She came to that doorway, the threshold, and she said, no, I want to stay here. And the obvious that it was being shown to the experts was that she was on her way finished. She said, I have more to do. I have more friends that I want to interact with. Some friends I haven't even met yet. I want to meet them. There has to be more. And there is more. Quote, unquote. Those of you who are hearing this message, and you know who you are, you can take it deeply within and know that truly you are always in control of your life as to how long it's going to be, who you are going to interact with, what giftings you're going to see, and if you don't see it the first time, and you have experienced this, it'll come back and replay so that you get a chance to look at it in a different way. A way to look at something and say, oh, well, there must be love in here somewhere. Oh, you mean I'm supposed to give love? Oh, I thought it was the other way around. And then there is that aha where the light turns on. And you say, okay, I will smile through it. And everyone is going to wonder, what is he, she smiling about? And they will sometimes come up to you and they will say, you know, appearances look, how can you be happy with that? Well, as long as there is breath in the body and life going forward, count it all as good. Celebrate it. Know that truly every day is a gift that you give to yourself, even if it feels like S-H-I-T. And there are days when you encounter either occurrences or maybe another person who seems to be really down about something, and you feel the energy that you say, I don't want that energy. And yet, there is a reason, a calling for you to be with that person and to be happy, to show them that, yes, there can still be the smile on the face and the little bit of humor. You are very good at this. Bringing to others the smile. All of you so gathered in this afternoon, evening, you are the healers. This has been said to you many times, and at first you looked upon it as the physical healing. And yes, that is often a byproduct that comes along. But the healing has to do with the awareness of self, capital S. And knowing that truly you are dancing through life, not having to struggle, not always feeling that it is the upward climb. For indeed, sometimes you are on top of the mountain. You have been there. You know that feeling where the perspective, you too, have felt, I can see forever from this place. Both physically, you have done this, and spiritually. I can see, even if it's just faintly, where this path is taking me, where this life is taking me. And it is good. What a surprise. You have orchestrated, hear me well, you have orchestrated this life as a gift to yourself. And you're still in process of unwrapping it. So unwrap, enjoy, be in anticipation of what more can I experience? What is the gift in this? How can I share this gift with others and put a smile perhaps upon their face, or at least a little piece of hope that they can say there is something to be hopeful about. For if you have hope, there must be something that I'm missing. So therefore, I want what you have. I want to have the smile on the face. And you know how to give. You know how to give to another one the hope that, yes, there is sunshine. It is not all crashing of thunder, lightning, all of the incidences that seem to be difficult. There can be good. There can be a friend who will smile at you, and you will see that smile and know that, yes, they see my light. I don't see it, but they do. And that is the most beautiful gift of all. All of you so gathered in this afternoon, and others that you will be interacting with, feel the gift of healing because you see them as whole. Perhaps not in the physicality, but in the spiritual. And you know that every lifetime has purpose. Every lifetime is, as you're finding out, and as you are living it, it is in the gifting that you come alive. That you personally, as you see yourself to be individual, are allowed to give. And that in itself is a miracle. Jeshua, you mean I have something to give? Something to share? Of course you do. All of you have this smile, but I don't feel like smiling. All of you have the opportunity to have the joke book and to have it in your hip pocket, and if everything is of heaviness, you pull out the joke book and you say, have you heard this one? And they'll say, don't bother me. And you will say, well, there was this man who was walking down the road, etc. And there is a lesson, simple as it is, that says life is good. Because you would not, hear this well, you would not have chosen the physicality, the lifetime that you are now living, if you did not know there was reason and purpose behind it. You would have passed it by. It would not have appealed to you. But on the spiritual level, you have known that there is an essence of happiness in it, of joy, of spirit. And you have said, I want to feel that again. Because truly you have had lifetimes. That is not something new for you in your belief system. Yes, you've had other lifetimes. And you've had lifetimes that seemed most devastating. And yet, here you are. You're still living, moving, breathing, thinking, hoping that yes, the spirit will overcome all of the human depression. Human depression is an act. It is the second act of the play. Thank God it is the second, because there's always a third act that is the final realization that says, hey, you know, that was really tough to come through. I didn't think I was going to get through it. I thought, but you know, here I am. And the sun is shining. Ones are smiling at me. Ones are happy to have me with them. There must be something good in this lifetime. And there is. You have a gift to share. Each and every one of you have a gift that you took ownership of before the birthing and said, I am going to share this with others, whether they want it or not. Because there are going to be ones that are going to come into your sphere of influence who are saying, she's crazy. She believes in the good of life. And look at what happened to her. She's been orphaned. She's been in an automobile accident. She's had X, Y, and Z happen to her. Oh, if I had that happen to me, you know, and they go on in great dramatization of it. And yet they see the smile on your face. They see that you are actually happy in this lifetime. How can she be happy in this lifetime? Look at how poor she is. She doesn't have a whole lot of money. Look at how incapacitated physically she is. She has to have the walking sticks to be able to walk. And yet she's happy. How can she be happy? And it gets one to thinking, to expanding the understanding, the vista of life and the gifts in it. And sometimes, most often in fact, the gifts come when you are least expecting them. And you look at them and you think, where did that come from? Hey, I see things differently now. Have you ever said that? Of course you have. Because now there's another aspect that you hadn't taken into account before. And now you see, oh, okay, it has meaning, it has purpose. That's what that was all about. Sometimes it takes a whole lifetime. Sometimes it will take more than one lifetime. Have patience. This is one thing I have said over and over to ones. Patience, my dear. Have patience. It is a quality that will serve you well. Breathe. Have patience. For in essence, everything that you call reality, even lowercase r, is going to bring you, has the gift in it of joy. You may have to really search for it. You have to maybe put aside old teachings and say, oh, I see that differently now. I was taught, my parents said, all of my friends said, that X, Y, and Z is wrong, and that I would suffer from believing it. Yes, exactly. Wide open mouth. I see things differently now. And that is the beginning of joy. Because in truth, as you are birthed, even into physicality, there is a gifting that comes with you, and it is the gift of joy. A lifetime of possibility of joy. And sometimes you have found it, sometimes it has come right up in your face and you have said, hey, that feels so good, I'm glad that happened. Other times you have said, I don't think I see any joy in that. And yet, there is always, hear this well, an essence of joy in every situation. Even if it is just you rising to the occasion to say to the other one, it is okay. This too shall pass. And you know that from your own experience, that yes, you could be in the depth of despair, the depth of thinking, there's no good in the world. Nobody is going to love me. Nothing is ever going to go right. And then someone comes along and says to you, hey, I really like you. Every time you open your mouth, you say a piece of wisdom that uplifts me. And you say, huh? Where did that come from? And you question. But it is you, because there is much more to you than what you have acknowledged heretofore. And you would say, but Jeshua, I am 93 years old. I think I have been there, done that, seen everything, and a lot of it was a mess. Have patience. In your 94th year, you are going to come alive. What? And it can be, and will be true, as you allow it to be. You will come forth, and you will say, life is good. I have a friend. I am a friend. When you move from that place of I have to the place where I am, everything takes on a new light. And you have been there. You have felt this. No one escapes from life without knowing the light that can be in the lifetime. No one will escape into the darkness and stay there forever. Hear that well. You are the light. You bring your light to every situation. And if it is with a smile on the face that says, well, I'm play acting, I don't really feel this happy. Play act. Bring it forth. Allow others to feel the upliftment of the smile, of the little humorous story, perhaps. All of you, hear me well. I did this, and it works. Have a story that you can share with one who may be feeling that there's no good in a lifetime. Why keep on breathing? There are ones who are feeling that they've been there, done this, everything, and has been no joy. And they're wondering, why was I told before the incarnation that there would be joy and happiness? Because I just haven't seen it. There's your clue. You have not seen it. And it has been all around you in opportunity all the time. If, we have said this many times, if you want the gift of love, give it. If you want the gift of friendship, give it. If you want the knowing that life is good, live it. Live it with that knowing that yes, I am not here by accident, and no one in the incarnation is here by accident. Oh yes, Jeshua, I didn't know what I was asking for. Well, play act for the first act of the whole play. Take on a role. Know that, okay, I'm just play acting. And after a while, it will become second nature, and then first nature. And you will say, hey, that was kind of fun. I was with a group of friends, and I said something funny, And I didn't know it was funny, but they all started laughing, and then I looked at it again, and I understood where they were coming from. And yes, it was humorous. And yes, how did I know that? Accept it. Be open to it. Live life with a love of life. For truly it has been a gift that you give to yourself. It is a gift to run in the fields. It is a gift to run into the first wave of the ocean. Know you how that feels, and if you don't, I suggest you try it. Look at that vast ocean, and it's like, oh my goodness. And then get the toes wet, and then perhaps up to the knee. Oh, but Jeshua, it's going to knock me over. And if it does, what will happen? Well, I'll sit down on the sand, and I'll get sand in my bottom. So, is that a big deal? Do not take yourself so seriously. Play as the divine holy child that you are. Everything that you create is there for you to enjoy, to be in joy with it, to know how creative you can be, and that you are. And if you get to the place where you say, I created that whole mess, I don't like it. Change it. How do you change it? I don't know, Jeshua. That's the problem. I don't know how to change it. You put a smile on the face, and others will wonder, what is he, she smiling about? They're a poor beggar. They're on the street. They don't have a roof over their head. They don't know where their next meal is coming from. How can they smile? They know that as they smile, it is a gift that they can give to another one. And another one will want the company of that one, the smile, the healing touch, and will want to give back. Maybe it takes about a day or two or a little longer in time, but you are the maker of time, and you can speed it up, knowing that you are the one who creates. Being of the essence of the Creator, the divine Creator, which you are, take that deeply within the heart of you, the knowing of you. You are the extension of the Creator, capital C. Otherwise you would not have life. If you are the extension of the Creator and you are creating your life as you go along, change it. Put a smile on the face, and others will come up to you and they'll wonder, what are you smiling at? What is there something to be happy about? And you share with them. You share your friendship with them. If they are needing a meal, you take them and you buy them a meal or prepare a meal in your home for them. Or if they are looking for the meal of affirmation, in other words, yes, you are really worthwhile. You are a divine human being. You may not put it in those words, but you say to them, you have qualities, abilities that we need. I don't have anything, Joshua. Yes, you do. And you find something to compliment them on, to bring to their awareness. You have done this many times. All of you have done this many times. Maybe not in so many words, but you have looked upon another one and smiled. And they have wondered, what is she smiling at? There's nothing good here. And you have smiled and you have said something to them. And you have asked maybe a question of them. Why does she want to know what I think? I'm not worthy. But she thinks maybe I have an answer. You change someone's life at that moment. You have done this. You have said, oh, well, she was just a friend of mine and she just needed a little affirmation that things were going to be okay. Yes, she needed that. Yes, you gave her that. Yes, you looked at her and you truly saw her or him. And you saw the essence of possibility, probability. And from that is birthed the reality. All of you are the magicians, the ones who look a little deeper to find the essence, the Christ essence of each one, the goodness that is just waiting to be shared. All of you have done this. You have looked upon a friend who seemed to be suffering and seemed to be down on self. And you have said, whether it was conscious or quite often not conscious, but it just came out as a truth, and you have pointed out some aspect of them that they maybe hadn't recognized or hadn't taken into account as being worthwhile. Even the smile, it works wonders. And you have seen this. One's come into your presence and they are feeling like, I don't know why I'm still drawing breath. I don't know why I'm still here. And you have smiled at them. And they have done a double take and thought, why did she smile at me? Is maybe my zipper undone? Or some human thing. You can relate. That is wonderful. They smile at you because they recognize the potential of worth. It is there, perhaps unrecognized. And yet you recognize it. You come up to them and you start talking with them, smiling, and they think, well, she must think she sees something here that I don't see. Why is she talking to me? I'm not worth it. But I'll play as perhaps I am. And you get them to playing. You get them to moving into that role. And hey, it's easy. That role feels really easy. I like that space of being friend, of being with a smile on the face, happy. Maybe I'll do it again. And what you have done, they have been on this path, and you have said, why don't you try this one? Without saying the words. Because you have looked deeper to see the value of the essence of them. Everyone you meet, no matter what the outward appearance is, has the Christ essence. Otherwise they would not have physicality, they would not have birth. The physicality, that in its essence is a miracle. Know you, there have been studies made of this, you're scientists, how many eggs a female can produce in a lifetime. How many of them are then fertilized to the place where there can be living form? How many of those living forms get birthed into a living essence to be on 2 feet, or if it is the beloved pet, on 4 feet, whatever, to take life experience? It is a miracle. And yet, you say, oh, well. This right now, this time we spend together, is a time of oneness. It is a time of knowing, heart to heart, the essence of goodness. Even if, when you walked in the door of this room, you felt like, well, I'm 99% good, but there's a part of me that doesn't really know everything. But I put on a good act. I act as if I might know, and if I don't know, I'll say, well, I know how to find out, which is a good way of doing things. If you don't know on the top of the head, I'll find out for you. That is valuable. In other words, you have not stopped. You have not gone along the pathway and then, I can't go any farther. You have allowed the opening for yourself and for others to see that truly life is, the secret of it, ongoing. Whether it is with physicality or spirit, you are always living. I didn't know that, Jeshua. I thought when the physicality died, that was the end of me. I have news for you. You have played more than you know as the essence, the ghost, perhaps, who came into the house as a strong breeze and changed everything in the room. You have wanted to know your power. So you have played. keep on playing. It does a body good, and the essence as well. Now, beloved ones, it has been my great joy to meet with you this way, to be able to play with the ideas of the mind and to take them to the place of the heart that knows that I am love, I am joy, I am friendship, I am. And I am enjoying the outward experience of it. Live every day as if it is a gift to you, because it is. Ones of you sometimes will come to the place where there is possibility of going on, as you call it, of exiting the physicality. And you have said, as my beloved friend and teacher said, no, not yet. I have more things to do yet to bring into the physical manifestation. No. And your word is law. Wow, Jeshua, I didn't know I was that powerful. Your word, your decision, your knowing of life essence is powerful. You are in charge. Really? I thought the little pieces of dis-ease within my body were in charge. No. Other way around, you are in charge of them. And if you are not wanting to go along with what seems to be the determination of that pathway, rise up. You are the essence of God, Goddess, all that is. You are the essence of God, Goddess, all that is. Otherwise you would not be. Take it to heart. Live life. So be it.